Welcome to Daniel Reviews. I'm Daniel Goodwin. Today I am reviewing something I have never reviewed before and never really reviewed anything in the whole genre, and I'm kind of excited about it. Let's get into it. If you follow the channel, you know I review a lot of different things. That's why the channel's called Daniel Reviews Everything, because I knew I wasn't going to stay just focused on one particular niche of things. So I've covered a lot of stuff. What I have not covered, at least until today, is toys. And today I'm going to look at a gel blaster that I got from Amazon. I'll have the link below. But since it's almost Christmas, that's why I thought I'm going to go ahead and review this thing. There's it. This is well packaged. I can just tell already this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's take this apart. Come on. There we go. Oh, that feels well packaged. All right. So there we go. Okay, finally got everything out of the packaging, so I can go over what we have here. First, you come with 3 bags of ammunition. Each of these tiny little bags is 5,000 rounds, which is a lot of rounds. This one is special in that it glows in the dark. It's green. This only has 500 rounds, but still a lot. And then you've got a buttstock attachment here. Yeah. Let's see if I assume it just clicks on there. It allows you to holster it, which is really cool. I have to see what these things are for. I'm not sure what that's all about. This looks kind of interesting. We're going to have to check that out as well. I might have to actually look at a manual for this toy. I do know what this is. This is a charging cable. It's USB-C, which is perfect. Most of my things are now USB-C, so that's awesome. The biggest advantage that I love about this is it means I won't have to be taking this thing apart to pull a battery out in order to charge it. At least I don't think I will. I'm hoping that is the case. We will double check that. So yes, charging does occur via USB-C, and the great thing is that you do not have to take out a battery or anything to charge it. There's a little USB-C port right here that I can just plug in, and you can actually use any USB-C cable. You don't have to use the one that came with it. I'm not using the one that I already had plugged in, and you can see obviously that it is now charging. Pretty cool. Okay, so while that's charging, I'm going to check out all the other things. You get these great set of safety goggles, or glasses. They fit okay. Mostly they're there obviously to protect your eyes. If you've never played with gel blasters before or didn't know what they were, which I include myself in that because 2 days ago I had no idea about these things. I didn't know they existed. But what they are is they take these tiny little gel capsules. I mean, they are so small, super small. You put them in water and they, over about 3 to 4 hours, they absorb that water, they swell to, well, actually, let me show you. Here, I have some that have been in water for at least 3 hours, probably more than that. Can't really see them, but I'll pull some out. This is what they look like when they're fully swollen. These aren't fish eggs. They kind of resemble them, but they're much, much larger than the tiny little grains of sand that I dumped in there, basically. And these are what shoot out of the blaster. The really cool thing is they're probably 99% water, so when they bust, let me see if I can bust this manually. Yeah, might need to, it just makes a little bit of water, like a tiny bit of water, and there is virtually no cleanup. That's the coolest thing about these blasters is you don't have a paintball splatter, you don't have Nerf darts or Nerf Rival Rounds that you have to pick up afterwards. It's like there's no cleanup. Magazine system is actually really fascinating. So obviously this is just a big container where you can dump in tons of gel capsules, but you can see at the bottom it's got a gear system and a little tube here that runs up the back to right here. So it's using, it's actually gravity fed, even though it does, you wouldn't think it would be gravity fed because it's a magazine, but the gravity pushes the pellets onto this little gear, which spins, runs it into the tube, shoots it up to here, and then into the blaster to be fired. It's kind of an ingenious little system. With demo loading, there's a little switch here that you can pull forward. It releases the magazine, you can slide it out. There's a little rail system here. You can see it. This essentially just connects into that rail and slides up until it locks in. There you go. I mostly grew up with Nerf blasters, the old school, the really weak ones that barely, you know, pooped out the end of the blaster. They were so anemic compared to the models that they have today. But those were a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun as a kid playing with those. And then as my kids came along, I tried to introduce them into it, and they enjoyed it. But to be honest, it's a lot of work, because after you shoot everything, you spend forever picking up all your darts and whatever. And then some of the rounds are just a little too, or some of the blasters, I should say, a little too complicated, too massive for small hands and small arms to work. So wasn't thrilled about that. Paintball, well, I'm sorry, the next step up from that is airsoft, which is probably a little too painful for my kids. They're only 9 and 11. And also, you still have a lot of cleanup, because like you got to pick up those plastic BBs, go somewhere, unless you're playing outdoors. So those are less good, in my opinion. Then you have paintball, which is obviously not appropriate at that age, but also those leave such a wallop, and of course the paint, so there's huge splatter. You're not going to be doing that indoors. But these gel blasters, we might be able to do them indoors. All right, we're going to load the blaster up with at least some ammo. You can see there's a little flap on the top that I've opened here. I'm just going to try to do this by hand. Just drop some down in there. Obviously not doing a great job with that. Probably would be useful to have a little funnel or some sort of loading tube, which I know they make. I don't have one at the moment, but we're going to just do our best with what we have. Maybe just a little bit more. Yeah, I feel very inadequate loading this, but okay, we kind of got the idea. They rattle around in there. You can see them rattling in there, and we're going to try to put one in and see how it goes. Okay, so we've gotten, I don't know, 100 rounds in there, give or take. We'll see how well it does with an incomplete load. It probably does a lot better with more, you know, because more weight pushing it on there, but we're going to try it without. A few things on the blaster itself. I'll try to show this here. There's a switch here on the side that controls your safety. Right now it's on safe. It's got a little lock, so when I pull the trigger, not a thing happens. You have one, which is single fire, semi-automatic. You have a 3-round burst, and then you have full automatic. I think I slid that too far. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So locked, single, 3-round, full. Let's go to single, and then let's see what else we need to do. Turn on the blaster. There's a power button here on the side. It's kind of subtle. Ooh, well, that's not subtle. Lights up green, and then check this out. You're going to see that for a while. I think we might be good to go. Kind of intimidated with this glowing light on the end. It's very, very bright. You also have, you can see it, I'll zoom in on this. There's a light in the magazine, so you can see your ammunition capacity. Let's see what happens. Still not getting any fire, huh? No joy. Interesting. So apparently, if it's flashing yellow and red, it's locked, and you have to download the Smart app to unlock it. How interesting is this? Blaster is disabled and will not fire. Download the free faction app, battle app to unlock the blaster. Very interesting. Okay, about 7 minutes later after downloading the app, I got blue lights on here, which is good. From what I can tell, seems to be working. We're gonna, yeah. It does seem to fire pretty fast. Very cool. All right, just to try to show you what the impact looks like when you hit these water capsules and the residual debris left. I'm going to shoot here. So basically nothing. Door didn't really show up, so I'm going to try to do it here. It's pretty cool. In terms of impact, how does it feel? I do not recommend you do this. I just want to know how much it hurts or doesn't hurt before obviously any kids get involved. So I'm going to do a little self damage here, but like you feel it, but not much, not too much. Like it like maybe stings a little bit, but definitely not going to like leave a serious welt. So I think it's going to be awesome. Just obviously eye protection is going to be huge with these. All right, we tried the single shot. We're going to try the 3-round burst and see what happens. That's pretty fun. All right, well, let's just try full auto then. Do we have enough to do that? Let's try. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, we're going to need to reload this thing. We're running out of ammo fast. So you can see this is how it works. It loads these up through here, which is really an ingenious system. I'm very impressed by that. I'm going to try to find a better way to load this without spilling everything. I also probably should drain this a little bit so that not so much water gets into the system. Okay, still not a lot. Obviously, this is a massive hopper. You can really put a lot of rounds into this, but that's pretty cool. I can kind of show this firing. It comes out really fast, really fast. Okay, super impressed with it. This is a lot of fun. This is way more high-tech than I ever anticipated, what with a Bluetooth app and everything. I'm going to have to get into that and see how that works. In terms of range, probably your effective range is going to still be in that, like, you know, higher-end Nerf range, but you're not going to have any of the cleanup. Moms may hate me for that, but generally speaking, no. I mean, it's just a little bit of water here and there. So you might have a streak down a wall or something that you might want to double check, but otherwise, there's really no cleanup. Sting factor, it is definitely going to hurt a little more than a Nerf dart. Not as much as an airsoft, and definitely not as much as a paintball. I mean, I shot myself from 4 inches away, and a little bit of a sting, but like didn't leave a welt or anything like that. So I think it's going to be fairly safe. You just want your eye protection all the time. A few things with the firing mode. The semi is super responsive. It's really nice. It's like, it probably could go even faster, but it's very responsive. There's no notable like lag between when you pull the trigger and then when it fires, like ramping up or anything like that. It's just like that fast. And then of course you have your full auto if you need even more, which is pretty fast. But yeah, effective range, definitely easily 30-40 feet. You're going to feel pretty good about your accuracy with it. After that, yeah, you can get it that far, but you're going to maybe be arcing a little bit and trying to get lobbing the pellets a little bit further. So would I recommend this as a Christmas present for little junior or perhaps for daddy senior? Absolutely. It is a lot of fun. I will say it is a little more complicated with the whole Bluetooth and connecting it with the app. I dislike that. Probably well, I wish it worked without it. And I think you just have to do it that initial time to activate the blaster, but that seems, wow, needlessly complex. And I don't think that would be very, you know, I just don't like it. I like simple things, and this is not simple. This is very sophisticated. Now for the price, I mean, especially on Black Friday, it was a heck of a deal. So it's definitely worth the price, and you get a lot for it with the app and the smart target and everything. That's all good. All positives there. So love that. Are there cheaper, easier to use gel blasters out there? Well, to be honest, I didn't even know this whole genre existed until about 5 days ago. I mean, I maybe had seen it, but didn't really pay any attention to it. Just started looking into them recently. So yeah, I'm sure there are. And I'll probably be getting some of those, just to be honest, because I want to know what all's out there. But this one is definitely a very cool top of the line blaster. I don't think they get much better than this in terms of feet per second, rate of fire, capacity. They're all going to be either comparable or probably less. You're going to sacrifice either like your hopper size or ammo size, or your speed, rate of fire, or perhaps the feet per second might be lower. So this is probably a good blend of all of them. I'm pretty impressed with it. Again, the Bluetooth to me, I feel like is a gimmick, but also I'm an adult, and so maybe that's just not for me. I just got this because I want to shoot around with my friends, and the blaster does that. I don't need the Bluetooth to do that. Okay, that's probably going to wrap up this video. It was a lot of fun tearing into this toy. I'll probably spend a lot more time on gel blasters over the next month, because that's how I am. I get really into one thing. Right now it's these gel blasters. I'll probably have a few more on the channel just to compare, because I think this is kind of like flagship level. And then there's probably a lot of more affordable ones that are simpler and easier to work with. So I'll probably show you some of those, as well as contrast what you're gaining or losing. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.